Second annual rivalry on the river. We've got Mandarin and Atlantic Coast at the Bolles School. And we'll face off in this draw. Get ready to go, Sawyer Phillips for the Mustangs. And on the other end for Atlantic Coast, it'll be Amina Lemure as we get started here. It is day number 3 of girls lacrosse. We'll have 3 straight games to begin. Mandarin battling for the ball. Mandarin today in green with orange numbers. And the Mustangs take over. They'll pursue down the field, going right to left. On a nice pass and a cross check and a whistle. And it'll be Mustangs possession.
Yeah, this push to talk just makes it impossible to operate the camera.
As Lemure with the push with the stick. Mustangs are charging. Ball rolls towards their goalie. And it'll be scooped up by the Stingrays. As Lopez Mesa in goal today for Atlantic Coast. Glad you can join us on newsforjax.com and on the radio.
Okay, gotcha.
Richard Miller here for all 3 broadcasts. Today, rivalry on the river presented by Covenant Roofing. The difference is the promise. Here comes Atlantic Coast, pushing very well. It's Sang Mai.
It'll just get really bad once the announcers start up and the speakers go.
And they'll whistle. It's still Stingray's ball
Yeah, they're starting to get
on the possession.
now.
Here's Sang Mai. On the left side, it'll be quarterbacking Amina Lemure behind goal.
Yeah, no kidding.
She's pursuing, taking her time, looking for a teammate. And it'll be a cross check, so another whistle.
Right now.
As a Mustangs, it'll be Alana Muir starting behind Lemure.
Yeah, setup was kind of weird this morning. I don't know.
Stingrays looking to pursue. First few minutes of action. Is that one stopped? Nice play by the Mandarin Mustangs goalie. In goal is their captain, Michaela Kimsey. So early on, good defense there by Kimsey with the stop. This Mustangs team wins over Stanton and Atlantic Coast. They'll play again Tuesday. Their next game will be at Nice. It'll be Stingrays' possession here, just left of the goal. Still quarterbacking will be Amina Lemure. She'll have a chance. Tries to go low, another stop. Good play by the goalie and Kimsey. Kimsey's going to go way down the field and try and get the Mustangs offense rolling. And see if this attack can get on the board for the first time for either team. And the green and orange are off. And they're moving. It's going to be Mackenzie Denise. Although a lot of Stingrays pursue and they intercept. Working back left to right with a deep pass. And bobbled there, but it'll be Jalen Smith. Smith working her way down the field at the Bolles School. And it'll be a whistle. It'll be called on the Stingrays. So possession now back to the Mustangs. As they tried to go with that quick possession. Pursued and got within probably about 12 meters. And Denise is battling a couple of Mustangs. This will be Wagner. Kaylee Wagner. Lost possession there momentarily. As she's at midfield. Still a 0-0 game, Mandarin and Atlantic Coast girls high school lacrosse. And now it's the Mustangs. Sprinting is Morrissey. Morrissey goes far down and to her left. Now it's Denise. Denise nearly gets it stripped. The battle for the loose ball. just on that B of the Bolles end zone logo. And a strong possession here behind net now for the Mustangs. Under 20 minutes to play in this first half. Has been tightly contested. A couple of nice stops by the Mustangs goalie. And that one will just trickle in. And it'll be a goal for the Mustangs. As nearly stopped there, but right around the feet of the goalie. So the Mustangs will take the early 1-0 lead after two previous decent offensive possessions.
And the Mustangs are up first on the board. I believe it was a goalie error.
As both sides really winded, they've been going back and forth, up and down early through these first 4 or 5 minutes. 19:45 to go in the first. It'll be Sawyer Phillips and Amina Lemure. They'll redo the draw. Beautiful day for lacrosse. Started off today a little chilly, kind of mid-50s here on the First Coast. But of course, like any other day, it'll start warming up. Mustangs, Stingrays. This should be Mandarin. It is. They're marching down the field. It's Mackenzie Denise. Ball hits the turf, nearly scooped up by Phillips. Possession for the Mustangs. And a hard check as Emily Ducey goes down. As that whistle call comes on Mia Abrams. This is Emily Ducey, the midfielder. Only in 9th grade. Stolen here by the Stingrays. And a nice pass as they'll get going. It's Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith in the Stingrays, but knocked from behind is Jaden Jones. Mustangs get possession back. Credit to Kennedy Gray. Now it's Luna Nicodeme. Nicodeme cradling. As she can play both attack and goalie for this Mustang squad. Quarterbacking looks to be Denise. Denise, a spin move off the mark on the shot on goal. Possession will stay with the Mustangs. Deep left corner as they lead 1-0 here in the first half. Nice move, spin, lost it though. On a good check. That'll be Grace Garcia who had that check. And a whistle, we'll wait to see who it's on, as that will be on the Stingrays. And cradling now will be 10th grader Mackenzie Denise. She'll have an opportunity to make it a 2-0 lead. Against the goalie and shot good Mustangs. There, Mackenzie Denise. And you can start to understand the Mustangs starting to get into their rhythm.
Mackenzie Denise.
Fun battle here early, but once this attack of the Mandarin Mustangs got into a rhythm and really started to contain really Lemure and a little bit of Sang Mai, that's been the difference here over the last 3 minutes. We'll do it again at midfield. Lemure for Atlantic Coast. And then for the Mustangs, it looks to be Elena Meir. Pardon me, it'll be Sawyer Phillips Phillips, the captain of this team, midfielder, the 11th grader. At halftime today, we'll hear from Alan Verlander interviewing Tammy Talley about this event and everything going on. For the Stingrays, now it'll be Sang Mai. Mustangs lead 2-0, 17:27 to play in the first half. Stingrays possession, Amina Lemure. She'll lead the charge. Cradling, works it inside of 10 meters. Hard cross check as a Mustang player goes down. Sang Mai now. She'll use a pick from her teammate in Morrissey. Behind goal now. Trying to cut down this lead. Shot off the mark. Had a good spot, was going for that upper right corner. And the Stingrays will hold possession here. Looking for their first goal of the morning. Working, cradling, Lemure. Lemure finds the upper right corner. Think maybe a whistle before the shot.
Oh, no worries. Just making sure.
And that will be the case, so no goal. As a foul was on Atlantic Coast, so no goal. Still a clean sheet for Michaela Kimsey. Long pass for the Mustangs, already they're at midfield. Midfield and charging, sprinting right side as it looks to be Denise on that far right side. Switches to her left hand. And a whistle as she was about to take a shot on goal. So Lydia Ulrich. Here we'll go 1v1. Try and make it a 3-0 lead for Mandarin, who has found their burst and their rhythm here. Shot! She goes low around the feet. And another goal there. This one will be Lydia Ulrich.
For the Mustang score, number 12, Lydia Ulrich.
So it took them about 2 minutes to get that next goal. Really thought for a while there, Atlantic Coast, the way they were charging and pushing with Lemure and Mai, that they would get on the board, but a costly penalty. As Atlantic Coast, the entire team shouts out a big Stingrays from both on the field and on the sidelines along their bench across the field from us here at the Bolles School. Mandarin, Atlantic Coast Mustangs lead 3-0, 15:37 to play, first half. Richard Miller here on the call for you. So glad you can join us on this Saturday morning. Here comes Sang Mai, charging. Stingrays left to right. She's cradling. This is what really started their last offensive possession. Good defense there by Brooke Bedford. And the quarterback will be Lemure. She'll stutter step. She's looking for a teammate. She's got a lot of green in front of her. Goes shot around the ankles. And Amina Lemure puts the Stingrays on the board. Similar attack to their last offensive possession. Costly penalty.
Score by number 4,
But
Amina
clearly,
Lemure.
they need to get Lemure some shots on goal as she finds it right around that right ankle of Kimsey, the goalie. Took maybe 33 seconds to get on the board for that attack, did Atlantic Coast. And the Stingrays are all set up and ready to go. For the Mustangs, they're trying to decide who will take the draw here. Face off at midfield here at the Bolles School. Beautiful day for girls lacrosse. As that one was Tracy Thames And here comes Atlantic Coast. Moving well, it's Lopez Mesa. First passing that we've seen here intercepted as the ball was meant for Sang Mai. Ball still on the ground. And the Stingrays get it back. Lopez Mesa. Same route taking, right side. Moves to her left. Lost possession there for a second. I don't think Lemieux realized it. Good hack. She keeps attacking though. Kicks it in her direction. And lost it. No whistle on a good play there. Sang Mai losing possession. A lot of the energy towards Atlantic Coast at the moment after that 3-0 start by Mandarin. Possession will stay with the Stingrays. As a number of girls, looks like Amina Lemieux is a little winded there after they were battling for that ball for a little over a minute. Behind goal, Morrissey. She'll have a shot attempt. It sails just high. Stingrays will continue. Looking for back-to-back goals. Sang Mai cradling. She'll go Lemieux. Lemieux, middle of the field. That one stopped. Looks like maybe a foot on it by Kimsey. She'll set up the offense. Way outside of goal is Kimsey. Cradling. Sang Mai is on her. Goalie now all the way out to the 30-yard line on the field. As the Mustangs try and get their attack back into that rhythm we witnessed early in the first 2-3 minutes. She'll go long, long pass here. It takes a bounce. It'll be scooped up by the Mustangs and her teammate Mackenzie Denise. Denise cradling, works into the middle of the field, throws in a spin move. As a ball down, and it'll be a lot of bodies there. Kicking, fighting for it, and shot on goal as Mandarin, that's Emily Ducey, the 9th grader, able to scoop it up after teammate Mackenzie Denise went down. Ducey, her first goal today.
Mandarin with the score, number 17, Emily Ducey. With 12:16 left in the first.
So after what looked like Atlantic Coast was going to go back-to-back goals, it was a big save by Michaela Kimsey. And we've got 12:16 to play here in the first half. Mandarin leads 4-1 over Atlantic Coast. 12:16 to play here in the first. Mandarin Mustangs lead the Atlantic Coast Stingrays 4-1 at the Bolles School. I'm Richard Miller. After Mandarin started off with the 3-0 lead in the first, Atlantic Coast responded back. They had an opportunity to get it to 3-2, but a beautiful save by Kimsey got the offense going. She came out well out of goal, made the long pass to her teammate Denise, and then after that, Denise was able to get some help from her teammate in Emily Ducey. Scooped up, scored moments later. This will be Sang Mai for the Stingrays. And Sawyer Phillips. At midfield, Stingrays need a good attack here. They had a couple of shots on goal, as one was blocked and one sailed just high. Atlantic Coast, Mandarin. Looks like an opportunity for the Stingrays here. And it will be scooped up by Lemieux. She's got the lone goal for Atlantic Coast. Trying to find a little separation. As she'll work the perimeter, looking for her teammate Sang Mai. Sang Mai cutting towards the middle. And it will be a whistle. And should stay with Atlantic Coast as Brooke Bedford, the defender, got in there. Muir have an opportunity to get her second goal today. Face off against the goalie, Michaela Kimsey. Goes low, and this time she goes to the right corner, right around the ankles. And Amina Lemure. Well, it's clear early for Atlantic Coast. They're going to look to number 4 and 7 to lead this charge, whereas the Mandarin Mustangs, they have 3, 4, maybe even 5 weapons they can go to. They've already spread around the goal scoring. Still here in the first, 11:15 to play. Mustangs lead 4-2 over the Stingrays of Atlantic Coast. Second goal for Amina Lemure. Face off again, midfield. Sawyer Phillips, but instead it's going to be Lemure and the Stingrays to win this one. That speed of Lemure really showing off. Lemure, the shot, stopped there by Kimsey, as it seemed like it was a little rush there from Lemure. But taking advantage, believe she got fouled from behind. They say it was on Sawyer Phillips trailing. Here's an opportunity. Looks like she'll go low, would be my guess for Lemure. Another chance less than a minute later for Atlantic Coast. Lemure against Kimsey. And this one just came out of the netting a little wrong, bounced before it could reach anybody. This will be Mustangs' possession. They'd love an answer right now. As it worked earlier, as Kimsey, the goalie, will come out. She'll get triple teamed and hacked from behind. Scooped up, it's Morrissey and the Stingrays. Atlantic Coast possession. Here's Lemure. Lemure lost a handle, but she gets fouled. As a whistle comes, and that one, again, Brooke Bedford. Under 10 to play in the first. Covenant Roofing presents today's action. This time she tries to bounce, does Lemure. Seemed like Kimsey was waiting for that right around her midsection. Cradling Mustangs. Trying to get some pursuit. As a whistle comes, that's on Seng Mai. Near side of the field, working right to left. Kicked away. It'll stay with the Mustangs, though, as it rolls across the track here at the Bolles School. Mandarin with possession. Looks to be fixing the helmet. Does Mandarin's JJ Sajid. As talking to the official, and it will be a card, I believe, for delay of game. And taking over possession, this will be Atlantic Coast. So a costly whistle there. It's Seng Mai. She'll turn on the burners. She'll work it around now behind goal. Seng Mai looking for some teammates. She's got a crosser in the middle. And the Mustangs will take over. Good defense by Grace Gardner. Here comes Mandarin. Go with the long pass as it was meant for Nicodeme. Instead, the Stingrays take over. This one, Tracy Thames. Nice moves by Lemure. She's already juked 2 defenders. She was going back to Morrissey, able to find her. Morrissey still cradling. Tough to defend her as she's just outside the box. Now behind the goal, she'll quarterback and most likely hand off to Lemure. Under 8 minutes to play in the first here. Mandarin leads Atlantic Coast 4-2. Girls High School lacrosse. Second annual rivalry on the river. Talking to Morrissey. Lemure, she'll take it herself. Shot. And that one stopped before the defender bounced, in a good play as Kimsey was waiting for that. So early we saw Lemure going around the ankles. Recently she's trying to bounce a couple of shots in. This is a Mustangs. They are charging. Near side is Denise. Denise gets doubled, takes her time, still cradling. As she faked the pass over to Kennedy Gray. Throws in a spin move, does Denise. Still holds it up as she was trying to go low. But maybe wide by, I'd say, 8 inches or less. And it'll be possession for Atlantic Coast. 6:23 to play. Here in the first, still a 2-point lead for the Mandarin Mustangs. And they will say the whistle came on the Stingrays. So this will be Denise, as she'll be over on the left wing. And an opportunity to make it 5. Denise already has 1 goal today. Denise gets an angle, goes around the feet, and that one stopped. Not sure if it was the spin exactly, but did look like maybe a cleat on it from the Stingrays, and a beautiful stop. We've seen great goalie play here this morning early. Mustangs possession behind goal. No whistle, looked more like she tripped. We'll check on her. She seems to be okay. That looks to be Sawyer Phillips. So Stingrays possession. This will be Amina Lemure in the middle of the field. She goes long pass, now to Morrissey. Morrissey has 2 players, one to her left, one to her right. Morrissey cradling. She'll try and get behind goal. As Sing Mai, maybe 10 feet from goal, was waiting for a pass. Morrissey waiting to see if somebody can help her out. She's trying to get a little separation, but she's just blanketed by a Mustang. Morrissey, tough angle, as she was trying to go upper left, but another stop by Michaela Kimsey. If you're going to go at her stick, there's a low chance that she is going to miss. Mustangs are able to get the length of the field. Sawyer Phillips goes left, tries to bounce it. Nice stop by the Stingrays in a lot of traffic. Atlantic Coast still down by 2. Mandarin 4, Atlantic Coast 2. Denise will scoop it up for the Mustangs and have another opportunity. Under 4 minutes to play here in the first. Shot on goal. Throws in a little spin move, but off balance. And Mackenzie Denise, as that'll be her third.
Building a lead here, number 10, Mackenzie Denise with the score.
So Denise, as she got the charge going early, she's got the last 2 for the Mustangs. They started off with that quick 3-0 lead in the first maybe 4 minutes. Kind of stalled there briefly. Atlantic Coast started to charge back, get more offensive sets in there. And now over these last 5 minutes, it's been a lot of Mandarin Mustangs, but due in part because of their goalie in Kimsey. Face off at midfield. Here we go again. It'll be Mandarin taking possession. Knocked away. It was Kennedy Gray. Stingrays looking to battle for it. And far side of the field, the Stingrays will scoop it up and work it down the field. Tracy Thames. Seems to me they'd love to get her a little more involved, especially on that far side. Mustangs have just been able to march in their attack zone, get there very, very quickly. Here are the Stingrays. Stingrays, 3 defenders in front. This will be Jalen Smith. She goes back to Morrissey, number 2. Morrissey had the shot on goal earlier, but it was just all Kimsey in front of her. Morrissey takes her time looking for Lemure. But there's a lot of green in front. Here's Lemure. As she goes for no look, went for the scoop right around the knees, but Kimsey was waiting for it. Under 2:30 to play in the first. Mandarin leads by 3. She gets swatted from behind. Smart play there from Sang Mai. But picked back up and charging in the Mustangs. This is Angela Almuhazi. Whistle comes on the Stingrays, as that was on Thames. And another one, as this one looks to be Grace Garcia. And the Mustangs will have a chance to get their 6th of this first half. Shot takes a little bounce, stopped by the Stingrays on an opportunity look to be Kennedy Gray. Had the right look, just the bounce took an unfortunate bounce for the Mustangs. Nice pass, Lemure. They'll get it back across midfield. Mustangs almost scoop it up, but there's the whistle. It'll be on Angelina Cesares. As a number of Stingrays fans thought it was just a Mustang falling down. Mustangs have it back. This is Gray. Pardon me, this will be Caitlin Hodge. Hodge comes over. Now this will be Kennedy Gray. And look to be a whistle away from the ball. As I did not see the check as to what drew the whistle. 50 seconds to play here in the first. Mandarin 5, Atlantic Coast 2. Girls High School lacrosse. Mustangs possession. They're behind goal. They're on the non-river side here at the Bolles School. Looking for a crossing teammate. Mackenzie Denise, shot just a little high. Mustangs look to retain possession. 20 seconds to play here in the first. Scooped up by the Stingrays. And it will be a whistle. As a foul will be on Jalen Smith. Mandarin possession, 2 seconds. Got to get a shot off. And it looks to be that they won't. As a pass, Kennedy Gray decided to pass it over to a teammate. So first half, Mandarin 5, Atlantic Coast 2, as day number 3 of Rivalry on the River. We'll take a timeout here. Mustangs leading the Stingrays. We'll be back with second half action after this timeout and a halftime interview. We'll hear from Tammy Talley with Alan Verlander.
Here at halftime here of the second annual Rivalry on the River presented by Covenant Roofing. Your score is Mandarin 5, Atlantic Coast 2, and I'm joined today by the District Athletic Director, Tammy Talley, who's does a great job with Duval County Athletics, but more importantly is a really good friend of mine. So welcome to today's game.
Thanks so much for having me. This is a great opportunity for our kids and beautiful weather and a fabulous facility, so thanks.
So the girls were really excited playing today. I know Atlantic Coast got here, I think, about 7 a.m. Before the security guards even got here. But it's a great opportunity to showcase girls sports, girls lacrosse, which you were really trying to build with the superintendent and others in leadership.
Exactly, and just to, like you said, have that opportunity. I was just going through some scrapbooks, and back when we played sports, we were cutting out the box score in the Florida Times Union, and now our girls get the opportunity to play on television for their parents to see and people that don't live here, and it really is a great opportunity.
So you've been dealing with a lot over the last couple of years. COVID is really kind of, y'all have had to make a lot of decisions on the fly, done an amazing job with that. But lacrosse is now a big sport that you're really trying to build, not only on the boys' side, but the girls' side. How have you seen it grown over the last few years?
I mean, it has just tripled in size. We've gone from having 4 schools participate to 5 to 6 to 7, and we just want all of our schools in Duval County Public Schools to have lacrosse, boys and girls, because it is the fastest growing sport that I've ever seen.
Okay, so a lot of people think an athletic director, you got the summertime coming up, you just don't do anything, right? You're on vacation the whole time and we're getting ready for the fall. That's not true. What are some of the big things that you're working on for the spring and going into summer as you approach fall of 22?
So the summer is super busy. We are doing contract negotiations with officials. We are working on our facilities, trying to upgrade our facilities. We are doing athletic eligibility. There's just so much that we're doing to prepare for the fall and the winter and just the upcoming sports season.
So a lot of redistricting that happened this last year, I guess, with the FHSAA and all of that. But I do want to say, you are one of the top female leaders in this state and have done some amazing work over the years of being not only at Mandarin, but now as the district athletic director. What are some of the changes you're seeing in the state that are going to come about that people will see in 22 with all of FHSAA?
So the big changes right now are with our Metro Suburban football districting. And so basically they've taken the 8 largest districts in the state of Florida and they've put the schools in those districts and they will compete against each other. And then the suburban schools will compete against each other and then the rural schools will compete against each other. And other sports like basketball and baseball are bringing their own classification platform to the FHSA. So we're going to see a lot of changes. The way it used to be with enrollment and your home zone school, that's all out the window. Everything is about school choice now and making it what's best specifically for every sport and every district.
So final question. Girls athletics has really grown over the last 20 years. You were an athlete in high school and college. I've got 4 daughters. You've got 3 daughters. It's exciting to get girls on TV, to see the emergence of all girls sports. What's coming up? Where do you see girls sports and in the next 5 years of really exploding and getting their due?
Well, just having opportunities like this, business partners in the community that want to invest not only in football, basketball, and baseball, but just like you said, girls sports and growing sports like lacrosse. I just see it continuing to grow because of all the support that we have. And we just cannot thank, our partners enough, like High School 912 and Channel 4 and 1010XL. And it's really exciting, especially during a time when it's March and so it's Women's Month. So what a perfect time.
Any new sports that are coming about that you oversee or you see in the next couple of years that maybe are in the back burner now, but that you see will really emerge coming up?
So again, we want to continue to grow lacrosse, but just this year we added girls wrestling and girls beach volleyball. So that's really going to help with our participation with gender equity and continue to grow female sports.
Well, thanks for joining us today. It's a beautiful day we have for it. We got 5 games scheduled here on the docket on news4jax.com and on CW17 later. But Tammy, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the work that you do, not only with girls sports, but all sports here in the state and the city.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's Tammy Talley, the District Athletic Director for Duval County. We'll join you back here for the second half. Your score at halftime here, Mandarin 5, Atlantic Coast 2. We'll regain shortly.
Second half action here from Jacksonville. It's Rivalry on the River. This will be the Mandarin Mustangs taking over to begin the second half. 25 more minutes of action as the Mustangs lead the Atlantic Coast Stingrays 5-2. It was Sawyer Phillips. Atlantic Coast trying to take possession back over. Thank you again to Alan Verlander, our sideline reporter, discussing with Tammy Talley the growth of not just high school sports, but primarily girls' sports, adding beach volleyball I saw earlier on the Max Preps website. Here's Atlantic Coast. They're in white. For the Mandarin Mustangs, they're in green with the orange lettering and numbers. This is Lopez Mesa. And a whistle as a Mustang got her from behind. Looked to be Phillips. So a big matchup here early. This could set the tone for the Stingrays. Lopez Mesa. She'll face off against Kimsey, who had some great stops in the first half for Mandarin. Probably saved 2, if not 3 goals. Trying to find her exact spot. As a whistle blows and she'll attack. She goes to the pass. Oh, what a save there as Kimsey was waiting for the bounce and diving out and stops Lemure's shot. Mustangs will look to scoop it back. They'll have possession here. And a hard cross check from behind Amina Lemure. Right, a bit of frustration after that great diving play by the goalie, Kimsey. She has been outstanding early this morning. They'll stay Mandarin possession. This is Phillips. Or pardon me, this will be Ulrich. And Ulrich lost possession there. Called for the whistle. It'll be Sang Mai. Back to Atlantic Coast. They'll work right to left. It was the effective side in the first half for Mandarin. Especially those long passes. Pass was meant for Morrissey. Got past her. But the Stingrays stick with it. This is Cesares. Only had maybe 2 quality touches in the first half. As she'll quarterback and give a breather for Lemure. They need that 3rd or 4th option. Do the Stingrays. Otherwise, you'll start to get a little gassed, especially the way their goalie's been playing. Mandarin back on the attack. They'll try and get past midfield. As they do, and this will be Kennedy Gray. Kennedy Gray, 3 defenders in front of her. As she gets checked, trying to get back in some decent offensive attack. She'll be on the right side. 3-goal lead for Mandarin. 21 minutes to play here in the second half. Our second game of the day will be 12 p.m. It'll be Bartram Trail and Ponte Vedra, 2 very good squads. As Bartram Trail is stacked, and then for the 2:30 game, we'll have Pedro Menendez and Episcopal. Whistle on Mandarin. This will be Stingray's ball. Back to midfield. They'll go through Amari Morrissey. Morrissey lost it. Mustangs scoop it. Fresh legs for Sawyer Phillips. She'll keep pursuing. And she'll cradle and take her time. Now in hot pursuit, it's Kennedy Gray. Tries to throw on a spin move. Good defense there by the Stingrays. A whistle comes on Atlantic Coast as that looks to be Lemure. That will be the case. Mandarin will have an opportunity to get their first goal of this second half, as it'll be possession for Reagan Prater. Prater got stopped from behind. It was Sang Mai. Atlantic Coast, as Mandarin pursues, it'll still be the Stingrays as she was just engulfed by green. For Mandarin, it was Mackenzie Denise in that first half, 3 of their 5 goals. Pass rolls past a couple of Stingrays. Finally scooped up. Still on the ground. Mustangs trying to take over. As they will. Again, those long passes have produced a lot of the efficient offensive attacks today. Under 19 minutes to play, second half. Still no score in the second half, with Mandarin holding the lead 5-2 over Atlantic Coast. I'm Richard Miller here for the broadcast all afternoon. It'll be for the 10 a.m., 12 p.m., and 2:30 games of girls high school lacrosse. I think we'll see some substitutions now. As you can see from both sides, especially in the middle of the field, with those legs starting to feel it. This will be Mustangs' possession. It'll be Elena Meir. As it is 5-2 in case you're checking on the score bug. 18 and a half minutes to play. Knocked away in strong defense by Atlantic Coast. That has been their staple, is anytime they're within maybe 20 meters that they lock on down and stop the Mustangs. Tough for them to even get shots on goal. Now Phillips, the midfield captain. As she loses possession, Stingrays will take it back. Neither goalies have had to work too hard in this second half through the first 8 minutes. We'll work it over. This is Grace Garcia. Garcia tries to go long pass. It got blocked by a stick of one of the Mustangs. Down the middle of the field is Tracy Thames. Thames cradling. Gets it knocked away briefly, but still takes the charge. Neither side scoring in this second half. She looks to break that drought. She'll spin around. Getting close, but that defense locks in, pushes her back out. She'll have to reset the offense. It was meant for Lemure, and the Mustangs trying to take over. Amina Lemure lost it, but scooped up. This will be Cesares. Had the one lone attack that was decent early, and a foul before she takes a shot. We'll see who it is, but seems to be Cesares, who will have to go up against Kimsey. And that will be the case. So it'll be Angelina Cesares on the far right near the street here at San Jose Boulevard. We're at the Bolles School for Rivalry on the River. Cesares takes it inside. She gets the bounce to the left of Kimsey. And that is just what the Stingrays needed. They get on the board first here in this second half.
By number 5, Angelina Cazares.
So Cazares notches that goal, and they need another option because the first 2 goals were scored by Lemure. And one player can't do it all. So down 2 now is Atlantic Coast. Mandarin leads 5-3, 16-10 to play. In this second half, we'll face off in midfield again. This will be Sang Mai and Sawyer Phillips for Mandarin. First real decent offensive attack by either squad in this second half. Lemure looks to scoop it up. Ball's still down. Bodies go down. As that one was Kennedy Gray who got pushed first. But this will be Mandarin. Possession and knocked away Lemure. But the Mustangs will hold it. Look to answer right back. As they've been held in check. This will be Mackenzie Denise. Denise cradling. Working near the right side. Now she'll be behind goal. Denise has 3 goals today. But you need to do a little bit more on the scoreboard if you're the Mustangs, because Atlantic Coast, they'll keep making some stops here. There's a whistle blown, so it looks like Wagner will start behind Sawyer Phillips. Sawyer Phillips deciding who to go to. I think she wanted to go to Jaden Jones. Instead, restarting it, and she'll charge this offense will be Denise. Swatted away. Good defense there by Garcia. Mandarin starting to turn up the speed, but a whistle before the shot as it goes off the bar. Is that shot taken by Kennedy Gray? And so here's the opportunity for the Mustangs. Big chance to get the second half equalizer. Because a 2-goal differential probably won't do it, as we just tick under the 14-minute mark. And a stop there by the Stingrays. And it will be possession Atlantic Coast. So they get a wonderful stop there, as both goalies have turned up this morning. Going with the long pass is Lemure. And it'll roll out near the scorers table in between the benches. And this will be Mandarin possession as fresh legs come in. Mia Abrams coming in for Atlantic Coast. Mustangs cradling, working it around. Gets inside, knocked away, but a whistle again before the shot. And we've seen recently the 10th grader Kennedy Gray starting to pursue more these last 2-3 offensive possessions. Mustangs lead 5-3 over the Atlantic Coast High School Stingrays. This will be Gray. Looking to go back-to-back goals. And waiting to see exactly where the whistle comes from. I believe a substitution coming in. Nearly 12 minutes to play. Our first game of the day of a long day on day 3 of Rivalry on the River. Kennedy Gray. Gray goes shot. And unable to get it. Got the netting, but just on the outside. Had a good angle there as she went non-stick side. This is Omre. Stingrays, long pass trying to get back to midfield. And Cazares, who had the last goal. Stingrays back with it. This is Raychard. Sing Mai. Saying my surprise she doesn't have a goal or two already. Especially early, say in the first 5 minutes of today's action, she was looking brilliant. Now Wagner. Wagner lost possession, but a whistle after she started throwing that spin move. Under 11 minutes to play, still a 2-goal game. Opportunity for the Stingrays. Wagner against Kimsey. And just like that, it's 2 goals now for Atlantic Coast to make it a 1-score game.
Stingrays with the score by number 12, Kaylee Wagner.
So Stingrays found their energy. And for Mandarin, even though they've held some good offensive opportunities, and we'll take a water break here at 10:32 to play, second half. Mandarin leads Atlantic Coast 5-4. You hear the chants of "Let's go AC." That's Atlantic Coast. They have 2 goals in this second half. 10:32 to play, as they trail the Mandarin Mustangs 5-4. Wagner got the last goal, and before that, it was Kazara's the goal previously. Mandarin has had their opportunities here. They took the early 3-0 lead, but Atlantic Coast is not going away. Richard Miller here for the broadcast. Glad you can join us both live on radio and newsforjacks.com. Mustangs possession after the draw. Mustangs still with the possession. Elena Mir. Mustangs will keep marching as another whistle comes, that time on Sing Mai. Pass to the middle of the field. This will be Sawyer Phillips. Phillips has teammates spread all around. She'll work around. Shot, and the angle was right. The Mustangs will continue. Probably the best shot this second half for Mandarin. As remember now, Mustangs won the first matchup between these two squads. Under 10 minutes to go. Mustangs on the attack. This will be Denise. As she and a few other Mustangs have kind of cooled off, but she'll have a big opportunity here as she had 3 goals in the first half. It'll be Denise with 9:10 to play. Denise goes for the bounce, and that one stopped. And another good stop, as the goalies have been excellent this morning. Hence such the low-scoring affair. Mustang possession. I'd say get it back to Sawyer Phillips and see how things go, and that will be exactly what they do. Through Phillips they go. As this is Denise. Throws in the spin moves. Comes crossing. And they'll reset. A little miscommunication between the two Mustangs. Abrams defending. Atlantic Coast has been very fundamentally sound this second half. With 8 minutes to play, Mustangs will take their time on this set. You're inside the 15-yard line at the Bolles School. As a whistle, as Phillips got knocked around. Phillips throws in a nice move as she gets swarmed by a lot of Stingrays. And it'll be a whistle just after the pass. Retained there by Jaden Jones, a midfield 10th grader. This will be Jones. Another opportunity for Mandarin. Stopped at the feet of the goalie. Keeps it at a 5-4 game. Mandarin just can't stretch the lead right now. But on good goalie play. First half, it was a lot of Michaela Kimsey on Mandarin's side. Mustangs still possessing. Cradling. Shot knocked away again. And the defense is just locked in for Atlantic Coast. Mustangs will get it back after a drop ball. Sawyer Phillips. One of their two captains, she and Annabelle Hines. Mustangs have really slowed their pace down. And give credit to the Stingrays defense. Push back out. Lemure. Here's Denise behind goal. You can tell that Atlantic Coast communicating very well. Everyone's where they need to be. They stop it there on the pass for Phillips. Under 6 minutes to go. Mandarin 5, Atlantic Coast 4. Pass to the middle. It's Ulrich. And Ulrich able to find the back of the net. We'll see if it counts. As there was a whistle. As the official's saying, keep the clock running. So they'll have the clock running, no goal. But an opportunity, like you saw there, to make it 6-4. Mustang shot knocked away again. As defensively, Atlantic Coast really putting things together through these last 20 minutes. And a battle for the ball. It'll be possession for Mandarin. And I'm sure before today's game, these Stingrays were talking about that loss in the first meeting to Mandarin. As this has been a tightly contested last 21 minutes. Mandarin yet to score here in the second half. Well, Muir had the 2 goals in the first half for Atlantic Coast, and 3 by Mackenzie Denise for the Mustangs in the first half. Cazares and Wagner with the 2 goals. A little 2-0 run here. Mustangs near the circle. No, it was Denise. Phillips. She'll hold for possession. 4 minutes. As a whistle comes. Not sure where exactly it was. She'll be near the right side and behind goal. Mandarin and Phillips. Phillips looks over at Denise. She'll hold it. Then was looking for Kennedy Gray, who really had a great start to the second half for the Mustangs. Phillips. She'll come back to Denise, the leading scorer of today's game. Has 3 of the total 9 goals this morning. Throws in a spin move and stopped again. Three minutes to play. Phillips driving. Back to the goal. Tries to go upper corner. Does, and able to finish. That's a big shot there by Sawyer Phillips. exactly what her team needed
Sawyer Phillips.
with under 3 minutes to play. So Atlantic Coast, that defense holding very, very well as a timeout called. We've got 2:52 to play. Mandarin 6, Atlantic Coast 4. We'll take a quick timeout and be right back. It's a rivalry on the river. Mandarin and Atlantic Coast. Play will resume here. Day 3 of rivalry on the river at the Bolles School. As our first matchup this morning, girls high school lacrosse, Mandarin leads Atlantic Coast 6-4 with 2:52 to play. Sawyer Phillips jumping up and down. She scored the most recent goal for the Mustangs. But give credit to the Stingrays, very good defensively, had a number of stops, but at a certain time you just keep bending, you might break once or twice. Here's Sing Mai. Sing Mai realizing how much time is left as she loses it. Got close to Kimsey. Kimsey has had to work not much, maybe 1 or 2 shots in this second half. As Cazares and Wagner with goals for Atlantic Coast. And a whistle as Thames able to scoop it up. Thought early maybe in the second half that Tracy Thames was able to get some offense going. But they kept her fairly outside and no good looks as the Mustangs would swarm. Under 2 minutes. Still a 2-goal lead for Mandarin. Here's Lemure. Lemure gets covered by 4 Mustangs players. She decides to trot back out, looking for a teammate. As she cradles, wants to take it herself. And she'll start it behind goal. As a number of the players, I believe, for Ponte Vedra jogging around the track, getting warmed up, as well as the high noon start, Martram Trail and Ponte Vedra. Lemure had a shot, goes wide from the diving Kimsey in goal. Just under a minute 20 to play with the Mandarin 2-goal lead, 6-4 over the Stingrays. Trying to look for something, shot back at the net. As there is Tracy Thames. As she finds a 3rd goal for Atlantic Coast in this second half.
Score by number 18, Tracy Thames.
And now just a 1-goal game. As the Stingrays have outscored the Mustangs in the second half, 3-1. A minute 10 to play. And let's see here on the face-off, the draw at midfield. You'd like to see if you're Mandarin, Sawyer Phillips get things going, but Sing Mai, I think she still has a lot left in those legs this morning. And it looks like Phillips maybe took a shot to the face as she went down fairly quickly. And she will hold her mouth. Trainer comes out to check on her. And that's one of the reasons everyone's required to wear those full-on mouth guards. As checking on her chin, so the yellow card comes out with the shot to the face. And that will stop the clock at a minute 03. And Sawyer Phillips will come out, I think more than anything, shaken up. And give plenty of credit to her with such a big play in the second half that could up being the game winner. Mustangs marching down, nice long passing. They'll get inside the crease, and now behind it'll be Jones. She'll be the quarterback instead of Phillips. Under 40 seconds to play. Mustangs, 1-goal lead. Shot on goal, takes a bounce, but I think a whistle before the shot. And that will be the case as Kennedy Gray got hit. And this will be Gray with the 6-5 lead. Mustangs, 35 seconds to play. Gray takes a long shot, stopped near the knees. Atlantic Coast takes over. As parents and some fans yelling out how much time is on the clock, under 20 seconds to play. Stingrays marching down the field. Cazares, who had the first goal of this second half for Atlantic Coast. Under 5 seconds. Opportunity, Wagner. And that is going to do it as time expires. And inside of 10 feet, Atlantic Coast with a close opportunity for an equalizer. But Mandarin takes game one on day 3 of Rivalry on the River, 6-5 over Atlantic Coast. Mackenzie Denise, 3 goals today for Mandarin and 2 goals in the first half for Amina Lemure. Thanks for joining us as we'll have game number 2 coming up here at 12 p.m. It'll be Bartram Trail and Ponte Vedra girls high school lacrosse. More on news4jax.com, CW17, and live on radio. I'm Richard Miller. Thanks for joining us. Final today, first game, Mandarin 6, Atlantic Coast 5.